Okay, it's Tuesday, January 31st. This is the end of the day SPY recap, and today we end up with a big green bar to the upside, essentially above the midpoint of the prior day. We get a two-up day that didn't quite reach its target, but I'll show in a second why that's likely to happen in the days ahead, and also some of the other possibilities that may be unfolding. But this is kind of the type of day that you were anticipating. I discussed last week that on all these green days up, where there were a lot of good trading days, that they would probably, after a little exhaustion, there'll probably be a very good setup to continue long in the week ahead. And today obviously was that day. First of all, you can see here on the intraday chart, 15-minute structure, the opening, we really were down pretty big, and then there was, we started up a little bit, and then there was some kind of employment report that really drove the market up. So you're opening up near the high of the pre-market range. So as always, anytime you're near the high of that range and heading above it, that could be a good day to the upside, or down, below it to the downside. So while we might have been gapping down overnight, we never really were near the low of that to start a continuation down day here after this red bar yesterday. And if anything, like we've been discussing, we've been biased to the upside, looking for these targets here on the weekly chart to eventually be hit. And I get the feeling tomorrow might be the day, and it also might be a day. It's an interesting day, and I'll get to that in a second, because you have this target right up here, a little over 410, 411, and you have an FOMC meeting, which could really, maybe that's the volatility that will break it. And then the question is that just the final move and maybe a big reversal begins to happen, or, it holds and you continue? But that's a whole, another topic. Also, we start the new month tomorrow. So we're going to have an open of the month, February, that we're going to monitor very closely. If we continue higher to take out this monthly high, which I'm anticipating, there'll be an open down here unless we gap up big, which I don't think we're going to do. There'll be an opening price to monitor to see if we get continuation higher, or if we go below it. And if we go below that opening price, whatever it is tomorrow, so, in the early February, then we could also monitor this yellow line, which is kind of the start. Let's say it happens tomorrow, Wednesday, and we go up there, and then big Friday, big reversal. Well, if we take out the opening month low and the opening week low, and maybe we get a big reversal week, that could show you this whole area might be failing to break out. But let's get to that in the days ahead. For now, it was a pretty clear session, like I said, going back to the structure of the day, where you had the opening bar kind of hold, then we went up, we failed a little bit, but just kind of held 3 bars. I bought calls here. I shot a video and I showed you how this would be a pause area, because it was a key little, opening price of the week, but eventually nothing at all to worry about. We started up, and at that point started a trend day for the rest of the day to the upside. Just no reason to ever really get out in terms of structure. Up, pause, closing near the highs. So, and there were tons of stocks to buy in the longs. Everything was biased to the upside today, so it was a good day of trading. So like I said, tomorrow we got the FOMC. That's in the afternoon. I am usually out of the market at that point. You never know what's going to happen. It's some crazy volatility down, then up, or up, then down. It could be, maybe an up, then down kind of thing. We're going to find out, by the end of the day. But anyway, we're anticipating follow through higher. That'll take out this weekly high. This weekly high then projects up to this, other weekly high. And I think we're going to get there one way or the other, whether it's before the announcement or after the announcement. And then it's a question of really what happens from there. Do we get some kind of, but we'll have key levels to monitor for reversals. We'll have the open of the month and the open of this week. And if not, then we follow through with a 2-up month. And there are some other targets up here, and maybe February, quite frankly, it is, I think, a 2-up month on the SPY. No, this was an inside bar. So yeah, on the monthly chart, when you have an inside bar, that could be a failed break. It could either be a breakout higher that kind of works towards bigger picture targets, or if it comes up on an inside buy and fails and heads to the midpoint of that bar, then we're going back to the lows again. So that's something to monitor in February. We're going to have an inside month in January. Will the breakout be strong, or will it fail? That's something to keep in mind. I think the breakout's high probability to start, and then we go from there. So anyway, good day to the upside today. We kind of had that pre-market range guiding us there as it neared the top. The little pause here was a great opportunity to buy, and we had a great trend day all the way up. Let's see what happens tomorrow. Again, I'm going to be out of the market, in the afternoon during this announcement with interest rates, and then we'll see kind of how things settle in after that with a lot of these big picture considerations to consider.